Hello everyone, and with this video we are getting started with the third case study of section B of your FM pre-June mock exam of 2026. So the very first question that I can clearly see on my screen is asking me about the risks in respect of currency. So with this I get to know that this question tests me on the risk management area of my syllabus, which again is a very commonly tested topic in the section B of my paper. So let me read through the case study. US-based Horvath company expects to receive 2 million euros in 3 months' time. So it's a receipt that we are going to have 3 months later from a European customer. The finance director is considering hedging this transaction in order to reduce the risk of adverse exchange rate movements, especially with the political changes upcoming. Horvath company is considering using a currency futures contract to hedge the receipt. However, the contract expiry and the date of the cash flow do not match exactly. The finance director has also suggested that Horvath company should consider using options as they can be far more beneficial than other hedging products. The following information is available. So we are given with the spot rate, the 3-month forward rate, and the borrowing and the deposit rates, which will be useful in a money market hedge calculations. So the first question is asking me what type of currency risk is Horvath company facing regarding this specific receipt. So guys, whenever I'm talking about one particular transaction that my rate will change from entering into the transaction to actually receiving the money, that risk is called as the transaction risk. Very simple. Moving ahead to the next question, using a forward hedge, what is the dollar value of the receipt? So dollar value of the receipt, I simply have to take for the forward rate. So that I am going to receive these many amount of euros. Now guys, there have to be two considerations over here. Firstly, do I divide or multiply? And secondly, what rate am I going to use? Will it be the higher rate or will it be the lower rate? So let's have a look at what the exchange rates look like. If you have a look at the spot rate, $1 is able to fetch you lesser than 1 euros. So with this, you clearly know that euros are the stronger currency. $1 is only able to fetch lesser than 1 euro. So we now know that euros are the stronger currency. So now guys, when we are going to convert these euros into dollars, we are going from a stronger currency to a weaker currency. So stronger currency will always buy more of the weaker currency. So here the exchange rates are given in decimal places. So multiplying or dividing, which will give you a higher number. If you multiply with lesser than 1, your final answer will be a smaller figure. So that means I have to use division over here. Now this is very clear that I have to use division. Now talking about which rate I should be using. So the rate we should be using will be the one where bank will have to pay me lesser amount of dollars. So what you can do is you can use both of the rates to do your calculations once. If at all you people get confused between which rate to pick up, do your calculations using both the rates. So 2 million divided by forward rates we are concerned with, so 0.8750. So this way I am receiving, let me just note it down quickly on my scratch pad also. So I am getting 2285714.286. Same way I will do the working with the other rate also. Divided by 0.8790. So you can see this way I am getting these many dollars. So now you get to decide which option will the bank be willing to give to you. So would the bank want to give you 2285 or would they want to give you 2275? Definitely the bank would want to give you lesser amount of money. So 2275312.856. This makes it the very first option as the correct answer. So this is going to be the dollar value of the receipt if I go ahead with a forward hedge. Moving ahead to the next question, what type of risk arises from the misalignment between the exposure date and the futures contract expiry date? So this is not credit risk. Credit risk is that the person, that you are going to default on your loan repayment. That is not what we are talking about. This is neither liquidity risk nor is it counterparty risk. Liquidity risk means you will not have enough money to pay for your liabilities on time. Counterparty risk risk means that the person who's in front of you, they're not going to honor their agreement. But with futures, they are exchange traded, they are guaranteed and regulated by the exchange. There's no counterparty risk. This has to be my basis risk. What concept have we covered about the basis risk? It is basically that risk which I am facing if, for example, the spot price that I have today versus the futures price that is there for the future, the both prices do not match. So there's a difference between those prices. That difference is called as the basis. So as and when the time for expiry keeps coming nearer, that basis slowly falls to zero. But does it fall to zero at a uniform pace? No, that is not guaranteed. And that is exactly what we call as basis risk. So there's a misalignment between the time when I am receiving the payment, but the expiry date is a different date. So my timings are not going to match. So the basis will probably not get to zero at a uniform rate. That is what this risk is talking about. Now, moving ahead to the second last question basis this case study, I have to calculate what is the dollar value of the receipt using a money market hedge to the nearest $1,000. So guys, it's very simple. For a money market hedge, this is a receipt scenario. Which acronym do I follow? I will be following the BCD acronym. So the very first step is to borrow money. So borrow is always, the first step is always in the foreign currency. So I need to borrow enough money so that after 3 months, they are equal to $2 million. So firstly, I need to calculate how much amount needs to be borrowed. It's given to me that if I want to borrow in euro, annual interest rate is actually 2%. So 2% is actually the annual interest rate. And if I want to calculate it for 3 months, I have to multiply it by 3 and divide it by 12. So this is the rate that is actually applicable for my borrowing. Then I have to add 1 to this number. So I'll take 1.005. I'll take 2 million divided by 1.005. That means I need to borrow these many amount of euros today so that after 3 months, it will become actually a liability of 2 million euros. This is the euros that we will borrow today. Then guys, we are going to translate. The second step is to convert these euros into my domestic currency. So I am again going from a stronger currency to a weaker currency. So I will get more of them. The exchange rates are given to me in lesser than one number, so I have to divide over here. We have established that in the previous requirement also. So we had noticed that the second rate is the one which is going to be applicable. So the spot rate that we will use will be 0.8840. Again, if you people want, you can convert using both the rates, and whichever one gives you lesser answer, you can go ahead with that. So this is the amount of dollars that you will get after you are done with the conversion in the second step. So with this, step 2 is done. Now step number 3 is we are going to deposit this into our domestic currency. So I have these many dollars today, and now I will deposit these dollars for the next 3 months. So US dollar depositing rate is 3%. So if you have a look, the 3% is for a period of the whole year. Then if you multiply that by 3 by 12, so multiply this number with 1 plus, and the interest rate will actually be 3% is the deposit rate. So 0.03 into 3 by 12 into 1 plus 0.03 into 3 by 12. So you close all brackets, you hit enter, and this is the final value that you will receive after the money market hedge is complete. I have to give my answer to the nearest $1,000. So my nearest $1,000 will be 071. I can remove this. So it's 2268,000. So this is going to be my final answer over here. Very easy usage of the money market hedge formula, the concepts that we have learned. Moving ahead to the last question now basis this case study. Which of the following is the main advantage of using option over a forward contract. First is telling you that it's cheaper to set up. Absolutely not. Options give you a choice. So whenever you're going for a choice rather than an obligation, it's definitely going to cost you money to give you that particular choice. So it's rather expensive than a forward. So we have to eliminate the first statement. Second statement is it allows the company to benefit if the exchange rate moves in its favor. This is absolutely right, because what happens with an option contract is it's not binding for me. If it's profitable for me, I can go ahead. If it's not profitable for me, I can choose not to exercise my option. So if at all the market rates have gone into my favor, I can take benefit from the market. I will simply let my option go to lapse, just that my premium will go to waste, but otherwise I do have an option to not exercise the option. So this is the true statement here. Third statement says options are legally binding and cannot be cancelled. That's not true. The meaning of option itself is that it's going to give you a right but not an obligation. The last is it fixes the exchange rate today, removing all uncertainty. So guys, removing all uncertainty is never possible. Even with using options, there's still some amount of uncertainty, because you will have the choice to either exercise or abandon or let your option lapse. So all uncertainty cannot be reduced, cannot be eliminated ever. So the second statement has to be my right answer. Guys, with this, we have finished this particular question and we are done with the section B of the paper. In the further videos to come, we are going to solve this paper entirely. So I hope that you people found this video useful, and I'll see you people in the next one. All the very best for your exams.